Okay, so very quick run through what SVG is, Scalable Vector Graphics. So here we are on the W3 Schools website. And SVG is basically XML. So we're in the body, we can see our object, and we go into SVG, we make widths, heights, and that sort of allocates a space. And then is it a circle, is it a rectangle, is it a polyline, is it or whatever. So you should know a bit of HTML. You may or may not know a bit of XML. XML is just about data formatting. You can make up the tags that you want. So the tags are dead easy. Basically anything that starts an XML tag and doesn't finish it there and then needs to be finished. And these are open and closed XML elements, all within the note element. So these are children of this element. So you can't irregularly nest. You've got to close off an XML tag before you start another opening one. You can't. You've got to have that. You can't have that. So it's just about data. And in true XML, you can do your own tags. So for example, note here, date, end date, hour, end hour, to, end to. What is interesting is with XML, because it's about data, you can count, because it's this parent-child thing. You can have pure XML files. So if you go into brackets or Dreamweaver and make a new XML file, it starts off with this XML here. And here we've got sort of a bookstore, if you like, an outer container, and we've got 1 book, 2 books, 3 books, 4 books, and code can go through these elements and count how many children they are. So they're all the same category, and then what's the title, author, year, price, category, title, author, year, price. So it's all about data. In SVG, you do have specific tags. So it's the XML data structure. So the diameter, radius, colors, fill, stroke color, it's all in data. Okay, that's what SVG is all about. It's a data description of our graphics. So if we just go on a little bit, you'll get the idea of this. So we're going to have a green circle. SVG, so we're in the body, in our HTML. SVG, we're going to save a space 100 wide by 100 tall, and it's going to be a circle. The distance from the left-hand edge to the X side is going to be 50. To the Y is 50, so that's this width here and that width there, like margin, I guess. The radius is going to be 40, so that's 80 diameter. The stroke is green, the stroke width is 4, and the fill is yellow. So fairly simple descriptions of colours. We can have RGB as well. So that's a circle. And going through these, we're just going through rectangle, circle, ellipse, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so a rectangle, rect. You don't have to take up as much space as the object doesn't need to be as wide as the space you take up, but if this is wider than the space you've allotted, it'll get cut off. Here you can see the fill is RGB. I was wondering about RGBA, but we do have lower down opacity. So we've got color fill, stroke width, stroke RGB. Transparency here, they're talking about either the fill transparency or the stroke transparency or the whole lot just being transparent. This Chrome browser doesn't seem to... Oh, it does. Oh, it does do inline XML, yeah. So you can have a look at some of these, change these around and see how they work. Oops, maybe that's a bit big. Why is that not so see result? There we go. So that's transparency, or with rectangles. Rectangle. So we've got radius X, radius Y, so you can have all the corners with equal radius. I guess you can probably get unequal radius on 4 corners. So circles, okay, it just goes through. Once you start layering, it's the first object that you create is at the bottom, and then you make a next object that's the line one that's on top, and then the last one is on top of that. So yellow is on the top. This is a yellow one with a smaller white one. It's fairly obvious, straight line. All we're doing is what is the x and y of the one coordinate, and what is the x and the y of the second. So we're going from 0, 0 to 200, 200. RGB red there. And then polygon. So polygons are generally filled objects, and we have coordinate pairs. So we have, so the top is at 200x, 200, 10 down, and then we have a space. Then the next coordinate is 250, so that's the bottom right, and then this looks like bottom left. And it will polygon it, so it'll fill it for you. So that's the first point, that's the last, it will fill it for you. Style fill, stroke, stroke width, and then you just add another line. Make sure you add in your pair between whichever coordinates you want, whatever. And then you've got some fill rules, fill rule non-zero, so you're not messing around, everything's filled, and even, odd. I haven't worked out what that's all about, so someone in class can tell me, hopefully. Polyline is about something that doesn't have a fill. Might join up, but generally it goes from A to B. It can be straight lines and can be curved lines. When we go to curved lines, we're moving to curve 2, and it's the Bezier equivalent. So, we're going from A to C, but these tangent lines, when we're pulling out the Bezier handles, we basically got to specify the A, the B, and the C, and it controls the curve. So that's quite a big one. We've got A, B there, B, C, and I think that is the A to C. So it's taken into account. But I haven't looked at this, so I get someone in class to tell me, and can do a presentation. There you go, that's a bit of homework. You find out, you tell me. Okay, so basically what we're getting the idea is, text as well. Basically what we're getting the idea is that this SVG is specifically tagged, text, rect, circle, whatever, and it's an XML, and the shape is described, position, width, color, stroke, whatever, in text. Okay, so that's that. So we've done some examples in Adobe Edge, and I just wanted to show you where we were going with that. So these were the examples that we've done. I'm just going to drop these into brackets so we can see where we are. So this is the HTML, and you can see that we've got a very structured way of do this, do that. What is the variable? That's the value. What is the variable? That's the value. So scale to fit? No. Center stage? No. What's the minimum width? We haven't set it. Maximum width? We haven't set it. The stage width 550, 400. That's standard. So it's allocating space. If we go into the edge.javascript, so this is a list of functions, well, a function that is serving out all our content. You'll see it's not XML, but it's a similar sort of structure. It's now coded, but we've got a similar sort of idea at play. Content, we've got an image. It's called play. It's the play button. It's a triangle. It is an image. It's got a width and a height. It's got I think that's the X, that's the Y, that's the width, that's the height. If it is playable, I think they're set to auto. There's a rectangle. This is the type rect. So we're coming back to the SVG. X, Y, width, height. Okay, so you can get the idea that it's just data. Okay, so we're taking data to make pictures. Easing out, easing in. We'll be having a look at this in Edge Animate when we make things come in fast or come in slow or bounce, whatever. So these are all our objects described in text. And it's just as simple as that, really, although it's quite long, so that little animation is like over 300 lines. And the triggers, we were putting code on the timeline to stop. We were having the play button on click. It was playing the movie, playing the stage. Okay. Oh, that's closing it down. Okay, so it just gives you an idea of where we're going with the SVG, a bit of XML. Did I tell you about yeah, I told you about XML. So that's the basics. So, good, finished.